Let's break the mold, start believing, and stop waiting for the other shoe to drop. Welcome to Wild on 7, presented by Pilot Games. We're here until it's here.
All right, welcome back. This is Wild on 7th, your favorite Wild podcast, as always, presented by Pilot Games. We're coming at you from a new location here. Hey, you know what? We can be a mobile pod if we have to.
We are agile.
It's picture day at XL Energy Center, post-deadline. So that always is what they do. It's the deadline comes and goes. You know your team. People have made mistakes before of having the picture before the deadline.
You have to cut them out.
It's a lot of editing. So we're at XL for photo day. They didn't put us in the photo, which hurts a little bit, I think. But nonetheless, a lot of smiles out there. And I don't think it's just because it was picture day. The Wild are on what we could call a heater, 8-0-1 in their last 9 games. As a fan kinger, how are you feeling post-deadline? You're all smiles right now. Is it the way they're playing? Is it the team? Is it Billy Guerin's honey-do list?
There's so much good going on. This place is called the On the Glass Club. Well, I saw Jake Middleton, our guest today, and he said they're actually going to rename it the Off the Glass and Out Club. So he's gonna do some branding. Yeah, no, we got the Swedish fish. Billy G was just casting into the ocean and pulling Swedes up on shore. I don't remember the last time we lost, and because I'm a Wild fan, I want to knock on wood. Is there wood here? There's wood. We're going to try to get rid of that. I know we're trying not to do that, but yeah, we are rolling and playing structured hockey. You can't score against us, so we only need a couple. Let's go.
I think we'll have to get into that. It's a pretty big talking point right now, but we've got Middleton as the guest today. We'll get him in a few short minutes. We'll have to talk about the Wild scoring Kaprizov, and then now all of a sudden it seems like they have a couple of lines. The acquisitions, we'll get into each guy, kind of what I think they bring, what they that will look like going forward, but. Secondary scoring, all of a sudden, the Wild have it, and it was scary for a bit there. So the run the Wild are on 8-0-1. I think that they're second in the league in goals per game played over that time, second worst in the league. I think that they have 2.11 goals per game.
Yep.
And Detroit's the only team worse, and they've lost, I think, up 6 in a row now.
There's actually a crater in Detroit where the Red Wings used to be.
Yeah.
I think it's just gone.
So the Wild have only scored more goals than that club. Every other team has scored more over this stretch where the Wild have started going 8-0-1. I think it was February 17th when they played Dallas is when they kicked this one off. So unbelievable. Like they've scored 19 total goals, but they've only given up 11. And that is first in the NHL over that time span. Pretty remarkable that they're able to accumulate 16 points in the standings, having scored only 19 goals or whatever it is. So it's structured hockey. I think it looks sustainable, but if you're just following the stats, I don't know how sustainable it really is to have your goaltender give up, 1 goal a game for you to score.
Now you're getting me nervous now. You're saying this is like the Vikings with the lowest. They didn't outscore their opponents. All that stuff. Are we in a mirage here? We can't have that.
No, but that's why it's nice that the secondary. Like Billy goes out and gets it, and it's like the booster shot, a little shot in the arm at the right time. Kaprizov. Okay, if you just look at the numbers since the All-Star break, Kaprizov has factored or scored. It's now 43% of all of the Wild's goals. So they weren't getting it from anywhere else. And how long are you going to ride that guy? Pretty soon teams are just going to be like, I'll put 2 dudes on Kirill, and you can just play 4-on-3 everywhere else. I don't really care. But now all of a sudden Kirill, and how long do you expect to ride the guy? Yes, we know he's a machine, and he's special, but as good a conditioning as he might be, you'll run out of gas, man. You can't do that all the time. I
don't believe Russian machine runs on gas. I don't know what it is, but it's special. I think it's more like a transformer or maybe a GoBot, either of those two things. I'm not sure. I do hear what you're saying. I want to, let's get into trade deadline. Should we give away the honey? Because I think, before we break down what we actually did at trade deadline, we told our listeners this is, how do you say this fancy word that you call it?
The
Carter family.
Apiary?
Apiary. That is so cool. So that means like what?
That means it's a bee yard.
Bee yard?
Yeah, apiary.
See, this would have been
yard.
King Family Bee Yard as I've been doing it. But so we got we got a couple people that buzz the tower. A lot of people wanting Brock Besser. And by the way,
This is the honey-do list.
That's the most Minnesota thing ever. To just be the only thing you can imagine is like someone that's
Besser home.
someone that's been through town. Like that's the entire view of the NHL you have. So this is a honey-do list. We put this on social. Said, hey, send Billy G a honey-do list before the deadline, and whoever seems to be closest, we're going to give you a jar of this amazing honey that Mr. Carter makes. And we did have this Justin Bakke was close with Play Banker, Stan Pat, Trade Greenway. That guy is right in the wheelhouse. But the woman that won here stall for me for a minute while I find this. Here she
Mickey
is.
like the mouse.
Mickey like the mouse says, trade away Greenway or Steele. Look for a low-cost but effective D-man to bolster the blue line. No big splashy trades like Fleury last year, just a few tweaks. If she would have said Swedish tweaks, she would have even been. But that is, let me tell you, Mickey, you're about to have some toast in the morning. Honey's going to be all over your kitchen counter. Congratulations, you're the winner in the honey-do list.
What is the ticket? How do you use the honey? Because you came up with this idea because you use the...
So I do have some of your honey. It's a beautiful container. It is not bad. So Mickey, that's her name, that one. This could cause problems in your relationship because when you it's got a dipper. I'm not going to show it here because the whole podcast would go to, kaputs, but you have to dunk the honey in it and then you have to kind of lift it up and just let it drizzle onto the toast. So it's a total disaster, but it looks so cool. I can see why you put it in there, but maybe like a squeeze bottle in the bottom or something. We need like the Heinz ketchup. They went upside down, the little one. But
I think it's a two-hand operation. It works if you
can do it without making a mess?
Yeah, you just have to tilt the honey jar a little, then pull it out the side so it doesn't drip on the honey jar, then right on the food.
Oh, I never tilted the jar. This is like doing a lacrosse move, basically. I'll never be able to do this. But so what?
You nailed it. So trading Greenway. So let's do a little Greener because it's kind of sad to see him go. Greener, I loved him. I think the fans liked him.
The big rig.
Yeah, the big rig.
He's a guy that I would not mind billing up to the bar with, right. Jordan Greenway. I think.
And he's the guy that you'd bounce into at the pub.
Yeah.
Sitting at the bar, still hanging out.
We should pour one out for Greener, probably.
Shout out to Pilot Games. But he, unique character. Favorite pizza is pepperoni pizza. I'm going to miss no more Domino's. For those of you that know, that was a posted up bit. Gosh, that was probably the hardest I've laughed in a long time.
He's a funny dude.
His favorite pizza is pepperoni, but he takes off the pepperoni. He's quirky, he's cool, but I think he did need a change of scenery. You started to see guys come in, and the grief line didn't have the success. I think that's a big factor in it too. The grief line didn't have the defensive success that it had last year, and that's likely what got him the deal. And that situation where it's like, all right, we have this line. It's Eriksson, Ek, Greenway, Foligno. You put them out there, it shuts everybody down. That just never showed up this year. And without that line being consistent and being good defensively, they never got their mojo going offensively. I think he had 6 points in 50 games, and he was frustrated.
No chef in Buffalo. He's got the personal chef cooking for him here. This could have a huge impact. I hope the Sabres negotiated something with like getting a cook in there. But we'll miss you, Greener.
Yeah,
but
it's sad to see him go. But
what do you make of the new guys? You're the analyst. You see the stats packs every day. I'm more of an eye test guy. What excites you about the players we brought in?
Yeah, so let's go through each one. I think that the biggest name they brought in, and Mickey nailed it, was the low-cost D-man. And let's just shout out to Bill Guerin. Let's reflect on what happened over the course of the week of the trade deadline. He eats $75,000 to get a fourth-round pick for Ryan O'Reilly, right? And then he's frugal and patient and waits till the 11th hour, gets the last trade in, and he goes and steals Klingberg, a great PP1 guy from Anaheim. And he's going to have to pay. Essentially, the way I look at it is Verbeek went out in free agency and got Klingberg and paid him $7 million on a one-year deal. And teams that are going to be playing for Bedard sometimes will do that to get to the cap floor, but also to be able at the deadline flip that high-value asset for draft picks. So essentially, Verbeek paid, and it's going to end up being like $6.25 million because Anaheim even ate half of the money for Klingberg for him to be able to be traded. So $6.25 million, Anaheim got a fourth-round pick. Billy Guerin did it for like $75,000, and he got Klingberg. So pretty amazing how he was able to do it. Two different ways to get a fourth-round pick. Klingberg's value, though, I think everybody wanted it to be higher, but what the Wild are getting is a free hand right now. You get Klingberg, who can run your power play. He's been great. The issue and the reason I think he's available in the 11th hour for a fourth-round pick is because he's kind of been eating a lot of minuses the last couple of years. I think he's been a minus player last 4 years. He's minus 28 this year already. He's plus 3 in a Wild sweater, though. Knock on that wood. Yeah. He's minus 28 last year. I think that was 10th in the NHL, 10th worst. He's on a good club with Dallas. So he's struggled in his own end. But offensively, I think we've already seen it on the power play, just one game. It's different. He's more mobile. He wants to shoot. He can skate. He's going to hold it.
He scored 70 points or close to it one season in his heyday. What do you think's different about? There was a lot of like Spider-Man memes going around with, Addison and Goose and Klingberg are all kind of the same player, the three Spider-Men looking at each other. What do you think Klingberg brings that we didn't have before?
So for me, it's special teams, really. That's where he's going to be the best. And the power play is already good with Addison, but just watch it with the eye test. And it remains to be seen how it works itself out, because I think that the Wild are really good having the flanks. So that's Zuccarello, Boldy, or Kaprizov holding the puck on the power, and the power was doing great this year. But what Klingberg's going to want to do is hold it more. So where they were running it from the halves, Klingberg's going to be mobile up top and run it from the top. But that maybe sets Zuccarello and Kaprizov up for some slightly different angles, different ways to shoot, different ways to make plays. And it maybe takes some time, but I think overall the power play is going to be better. And then I think you have to look at it, and I'm not trying to be negative about the Wild's inability to score goals, but the fact of the matter is you have to score more than 2 goals to win games. It's unsustainable to win every game 2-1. You just can't do it. Or you just have, or you have the best goaltender in the NHL and maybe the best goaltender that's ever played if he gives up one a night, right? But I think it's just another chip where they can say, all right, now we have another way to create offense 5-on-5. And no doubt Klingberg is an upgrade offensively, first pass, dragging the blue line, making plays over both Goligoski and Addison. So offensively, I think it's a great move for him. Now, the hope is that the system can probably pull some of those minuses out. Like comparing him with John Merrill, who's one of those fancy stats darlings. The analytics say that he really doesn't give much up 5-on-5. Pair those two together, maybe you get some great upside.
And then how about, I just was so fascinated that it was just all Swedes.
Yeah.
Everything was a kvist, and I'm thinking, do these guys sauna? No, that's the Finns. What impact is this going to have? 7 out of the 23 players, Swedes. One impact it's going to have, I don't believe we've ever had a Swede on the podcast. No Ek, no Brodin, never had Gus. These guys are tough to get to, man. This could be a body blow for Wild on 7. I know. So I got all the candy for them. I'm hoping we can kind of loosen them up. Maybe have Midzi bring some of this stuff back to them. But if we got all these Swedes coming in, man, we might be twiddling our fingers.
Yeah.
Hey, this guy Johansson. I know he was with us before, but Boldy. A lot of people will say Boldy's doing very well, but he's kind of been on an island. He doesn't get to play with as many people. He's sort of tossed out there in the water a little bit. I've only seen, there's just been a small sample size, but it sure seems like he's going to like Johansson, and that could really improve his game and even what we were seeing out here in practice today.
Yeah, so for me, the additions of Johansson and Nyquist are 100% to have somebody that thinks offensively alongside Matt Boldy. And I think the best endorsement you can give a player is that he makes everybody else better. And Boldy, I think, does do that. But right now, he's still a young guy, and I think he needs somebody to help him get better, help him improve. And Nyquist, and Johansson have like almost identical numbers when you look at their careers, like both 750, 800 games played, points are 400 or 500. Like it's pretty comparable, their numbers. But what's different is the style. So Johansson's going to be like a smooth skating, smooth passing playmaker kind of guy that it looks like he can slow the game down. And is that going to complement Boldy more, or is a guy like Nyquist, who's like your little energizer, water bug, a little physical, a little dirty, but he's got some finish, some skill. Which guy fits better? And I think it's going to be an interesting experiment one management and coaches are going to watch, like which one of these complements Boldy's style a little bit better. We don't have Nyquist right now, but Johansson, the skating, and you always see this when you get new guys coming to new teams. Like look at the aside from Patrick Kane in New York, but look at a lot of these trades. Guys are factoring in already, like Tyler Bertuzzi factor
every
Dmitry
time.
Orlov. Yeah. Go to Jersey. Meyer got a goal yesterday. A lot of these dudes that move, they get like a bump and they go
Change
out there.
of scenery.
Yeah. And all of a sudden they're playing good hockey. Johansson, he looked great the other night skating. I will say the Calgary game, and it was noticeable and it's a big deal. So if we're going back to the Wild situation, not being able to score goals and going 8-0-1 in that stretch, and Kaprizov is eventually running out of gas, how about the timing? He finally gets shut out, no points, and the secondary scoring kicks in at the exact right time. And it's twofold. You get that Johansson line was great, I thought. They looked terrific, possessed the puck, skating fast. Steele jumped in, looked good again too. But it was speed, skating. All of a sudden, those guys have some energy. They were good. And Marcus Foligno finally looked like he was comfortable again. It was his best game in a long time. And is he feeling better about not having to be in that second line spot? I think ideally he'd love to be there, but it just seemed better in this third line spot. Like, let's just go play. But that's what I think from those guys. And Sundqvist, it's plug and play size. I think what they're
He's a bruiser? Is
No.
he? No? I
think
had
he's a
kind of
physical
heard.
Swede.
But okay, so that's a physical Swede. I don't know
So
exactly
that's like
what
a
that
Swedish
means.
fish left out for like 48 hours.
it's hard.
It's a little harder.
It's harder.
But it's still a Swedish
Okay,
fish.
I understand. But it's still sweet, to be clear. But he looks like a big boy.
Yeah.
Like I saw him, he had some good flow as well. It looked like in the Winter Classic last year against us, he had kind of some good jam up top on his head. So will he throw the body around at all, or what are we dealing with?
I think he's like Swedes and forwards are 200-foot players. And I think that they're going to try to use him to fill the Jordan Greenway role 5-on-5. So you're going to have Marcus Foligno, Sundqvist, and just a big line that's going to go out there, be able to play with the puck enough and well enough, but their job is just to be big, physical, and he's not going to like run around and delete people like Ryan Reeves, but I think he'll be physical. I think his issue is probably health. He played 74 games in like 17, 18 or 18, 19, hasn't gotten back to that number. So whether it's healthy scratches or injuries, he's got to be healthy.
Do you think when Sundqvist washes his hair, would he need a really high quality water product to look the way that he does, Carter?
Well, I know that your hair, it doesn't get as soft or shine as bright if you don't have good quality filtered water. And I think that there's no question he's coming from a spot that had good water. Detroit, I don't know if he had a nice filtration system there.
might
But
have.
yeah, it's we're talking about the Aquarius difference right
okay.
now. Yeah. So if you're looking for like a one-stop shop, you need some water treatment, you'd like your hair to be a little bit softer, look a little bit better, maybe have a little bit more volume, you get that water treatment system. But that's not the only thing Aquarius offers. They've got your plumbing needs, heating and cooling, your electrical services. They've got all that under their umbrella. They respect you, your time, they pay attention to detail, and they really make a difference, my man. Their 100% performance guarantee is backed by the best material, product, and labor warranties in the business. I don't know if you knew that, but Aquarius earns or believes in earning the right to be recommended, my man, and they're just a click away. AquariusHomeservices.com. Check them out.
Well, St. Patrick's Day is coming up, and Jimmy's reached out to me and said, hey, let's pump the brakes on the chunky blue cheese. Let's focus on Thousand Island dressing, because we're going to be making Reubens and Rachel's. Do you know the difference between a Reuben and a Rachel? I don't.
One's turkey and one's pastrami.
Is that right? Okay. And they're great for both. Refrigerated section at your grocery store. Look for Jimmy's. Grab that Thousand Island. added to all of the other Irish joy that you're putting on the table, wearing your Kelly green, running around the 651. That's Jimmy's salad dressings and dips. Find them at Cub, find them at Hy-Vee. Don't you be messing with my dressing.
Nicely done.
That was good. Yeah, I feel like, I don't know, I think the Swedes are going to come on. I mean, if they hear some of these ad
They'll
reads.
all have to come on at the same
Yeah,
time.
they probably. Well, because as close as I've gotten to Erickson Eck in a couple years trying to do commercials with them, I'm not sure they're going to be on. We'll see. Hey, what else have you been seeing that you like? I mean, as little Reeves had the great goal, high skill play, the tip shot. I thought that was a kind of a highlight. And when you look at this team, kind of in this heater they're on. It seems like Middleton, I know he's our guest today, but it seems like he's getting a lot of attention on the broadcast for how he's playing in his own end. What else? I mean, Goudreau on the shootout. I mean, the guy has won. I mean, God, what's that worth in your contract if you pick up 4 or 5 points by getting that last goal in a shootout? It's nuts, right? I mean, that's some straight up money, right? Those points are worth a lot.
I think, Wild fans are probably hoping it's not worth that much because I don't think you want Freddie Gaudreau to have to cost a ton. He might, though. But it's coming down to some of the moments that we talked about with this club. It was the Goligoski moment, and, there's been some others since, Ryan Hartman off the chest. And guys they're getting rewarded at the right times, too, for some of this. Like Ryan Reeves playing physical post-deadline. Is he going to be in and out of the lineup? Starts playing hard, good quality hockey, and he scores an unbelievable goal, right? Even Jordan Greenway's game was getting better down the stretch right before he got dealt. Matt Dumba, too, he's playing. And if you look at the analytics, he's playing legitimately good hockey. That wasn't just trade deadline management speak. Let's pump and dump this guy. Where, hey, Matt Dunn was playing good hockey. And we heard Bill Guerin say stuff like this. Like, there's a long track record of Matt Dumba playing good hockey. We're not going to look at a 2-month snapshot and say that this is his career. That's not what he is. They gave him the opportunity to dig out of it, and he's been unbelievable since. And let's also not forget the Wild have been on this heater without Jonas Brodin, their number one defender. So these dudes have stepped up and played. Goaltending, Gus Bus. I don't know. I stink at analyzing goaltenders because the goaltending and what they do, it's I think the goalies have a good eye for it, and they can explain what's going on and reverse VH and this and that. But when Gus plays, you can just see it, can't you? Like, I don't know what I'm seeing, but I'm seeing good goaltending. It's the pucks are getting tipped, and watch highlights around the league. These pucks that are getting tipped go in on other goaltenders. They're reacting, they're opening up, and they find their way through. It's not happening with Gustafsson. The pucks are getting tipped. He's making the saves.
He's Velcro. He's Velcro right now, and he's never looking behind him. And I think as a fan, you get this confidence where you find yourself watching the game not expecting something bad to happen. And when your goaltending is a little bit off, it's like every time it always goes in. It's always tipped in every time. But yeah, he's playing fantastic.
So before we throw to Midzi, we're going to have to talk about something that Middleton is pretty good at. I think he was like second or third in the league last year in majors fighting. How about Brandon Duhaime? Yikes.
Disconnected.
Yeah.
It looked like Carter against Foligno.
That's exactly what it looked like. That's how I was saying. And Middleton, we're going to have to ask him, but he comes up to me. I was at Tria the other day. He comes up to me and he goes, hey, dude, I was with some of the guys and we were going down YouTube wormhole. And one of the videos that popped up was Marcus Foligno punching me. Yep. And I was like, you'd never seen that before? And he said, no, he had no idea. And he's like, oh, my goodness.
That's just so great. And that happened at Bunny's. I think we have to ask him about that. But the Duhaime thing was really interesting because I love Duhaime. I just think he's just a wild card, man. It's like a guy you would send out in the farm to chase a chicken or something. He's crazy. And he'll do anything. I think as a coach, you could be like, hey, Dewey, good hard shift and pat him on the shoulder, and who knows what he might do. But he's unafraid. But when you see a guy get disconnected, I've seen it a couple times in the last week or so in the NHL. I thought it was very interesting how the league has those spotters in place that are like, he's in the box 5 minutes. He's a tough kid, right? So he's fine, right? He's telling everybody he's fine. I can see him in the box deciding if he is fine. And however that happens, it comes up from Toronto or someone in the stadium, right? And they say, hey,
Yeah.
this guy's knees just absolutely buckled. He was disconnected for a second. Go back to the quiet room and see. Now, I haven't heard what's happened since, but maybe you know. But that was a tough deal to. We said it earlier in the year, though. The way he fights, just throwing them. You even said this guy is open to get completely smoked at some time. I don't know if you remember that, but because he just throws wild.
Well, and it happens to everybody that fights. So you get into one, you think you're doing okay, you throw a couple punches, and really that's when you get hit, is when you're throwing. You don't get hit when you're like tied up and waiting, and those are unfortunately things you have to learn. But hope he's okay.
What's that like on the bench? So you're watching this fight, you're cheering for him, you're like, Dewey's at it again. And then that second when he gets disconnected, everybody in the building knows. What's it like on the bench after that? Like, oh man, hope he's okay. What are people saying? What happens?
Well, I think your instant reaction is to go give him a tap, because there's maybe one or two guys. You can even go to Ryan Reeves. Does he want to fight? I don't think he's like, no, you don't want to. So when one of your teammates does it, you go out and you give him a pat and you say, hey, man, and you recognize the fact that that's not something anybody wants to do, and you took one for your teammates, which it sucks and it is embarrassing. But then that's when you need your teammates to pick you up. And I bet you if you go back and watch a video, you'll see a lot of guys get over that box, give them a tap. Everybody gives them a tap because it's a crappy job. But that's what happens on the bench, is you make sure that you stand up and you clap your hands for that dude.
Well, should we bring in the big boy?
Yeah, let's bring him in.
We've been waiting all year for this. Yeah. I think we basically made this podcast so we could interview this man. This is Jacob Middleton, sponsored by Duke Cannon. So this packaging. Watch this. Let's see you do this.
This is my honey. Well, not mine, but
we're trying it in coffee here, folks. This is
a lot of people don't know how to open the jar.
Carter claims he's going to do no mess here.
Well, so the ticket is you just tilt it a little, and then I don't know how much you want in there.
That is pretty good, actually. And that thing's crawling back in the jar. You're not going to have a mess.
That's probably good.
And then just once you're done, just tilt the back, start it.
Nice.
Good.
Okay, so just tilt the jar. My wife's going to be so happy about this. Our entire kitchen counter is filled with honey.
Might have to stir it. All right, we've waited a long time for this guest. Originally, we asked him early on, and he shut us down, but
I wonder why.
3 straight losses. I didn't really want to put myself in the media to start the year like that.
To be quite frank, so the message on the podcast is, we believe the Wild can win, and Minnesota sports fans can have this self-fulfilling prophecy where they get invested in the club, but they just know that the club's eventually going to let them down. We're trying to break that mold a little bit. So our job at times can be its hardest during 3-game skids too. So we actually request people that remain positive and be good in that situation, because it's a tough fight. But so Jake Middleton, man, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Night.
Yeah, that was good. It was a good night. I went to the Bruce Springsteen concert. I saw Kinger there.
I wore this denim to transition you into the podcast. I was going to fold a bandana in my back pocket, but...
undo the buttons a little bit,
that's
too.
Right.
Yeah. Get the chest hair out.
He went tarps off. Did you see that?
At the end?
You like that?
Yeah, it wasn't bad. I like the rip, the button rip,
I wonder if they were...
He's pretty tight for the age he is,
Do you think those were snaps, though, playing it safe, or was it actually buttons that he tore?
I never thought of that. He probably got enough money. He's just ripping buttons.
I hope he's ripping buttons.
Yeah.
I hope
you got a body like that, you have to rip buttons.
Yeah.
You can't do snaps.
Hey, can we do one Springsteen thing just to get started?
Yeah, there's too much on the line if you rip snaps.
So I was listening to his songs, and I was looking at the set list. It seems like every Springsteen song could be something that Coach Evanson writes on the grease board to get you going, like for the playoffs. So these are all things he played last night. No Surrender, Prove It All Night, The Promised Land, Nightshift, Working on the Highway, Last Man Standing, Wrecking Ball, The Rising, Thunder Road, Born to Run, Glory Days, I'll See You in My Dreams. When you think of the group you have in that room, in the suite last night at Bunny's, which one of these which one of these would be jumps out at you as kind of the 22-23 Wild?
I'm going to say Nightshift.
Okay, elaborate.
That could be last man standing.
Could be last man. No, I'm thinking night shift because we kind of grind out every game in that aspect. You know, we're winning those 1-goal games, and it's not very flashy. You know, no one on the night shift is very flashy. They're just doing the job and getting it done. So I think that works. No surrender, I guess, could be one too.
Wrecking ball.
Wrecking ball, yeah. I don't know.
It's crazy though, right? It's like
Working on the highway even, just chumming along, could be any of them. I don't know about the I'll see you in my dreams, though. I'm not sure if we fit into that one. But
that's different.
Was it one of your first jobs working on the highway?
no, my first job,
bricks?
I laid brick in high school. Yeah, well, not really. I laid stone. I was I just carried brick for 3 years, and then when I thought my junior career was ending, they threw me in the pre-started apprenticeship. They were like, you can go lay the stone on the wall now.
You can play.
But that was a couple of years. But first job, I was just washing dishes at a diner. That was the first real job. I did worked at a furniture store too. We take down office furniture and like remake it, just put new fabric on it, and then sell it off again. Yeah, it was wild. I was like, my brother worked there too. There was like 3 of us. We were 14, and then there was like one guy who was 25, and then just this head boss, and we'd take off in a truck all day and go pick up office furniture and redo it. That was a good summer job too.
That was my last job. My last before playing was installing office furniture.
Yeah, not like it hurts your hands.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's tough. It's not easy.
I had to wear steel-toe boots, jeans, sweaty. It's no good.
Running hot.
I think I had like the work jeans that have the loop in the side, so you can have like a hammer or a drill in there. You know, that was it. Should we hit him with the rapid fire?
Yeah, let's get him loose.
All right.
I know
He seems tense.
We all went to bed late last night. We spent some time with Mr. Springsteen. So, you want to go every other? Or,
yeah.
So this is called rapid fire.
Just answer quick.
And the key is to answer quickly because it's called rapid fire.
Okay.
We're just going to fire. If you can just say pass too if it's taking you too long.
Okay.
Ready? Nickname.
Mids.
Weirdest thing in your overnight bag.
Pass.
You're up.
I got this one, but your first real job?
Dish pig.
All right. Your favorite Instagram follow?
Rory McIlroy.
What do you listen to in the car?
Alternative rock.
It's your birthday. Where are you going to dinner?
Billy Sushi.
You share your Netflix accounts with anybody?
My wife and my parents.
Who do you text the most, other than your wife?
I'm a bad texter, so not anyone.
You have a green light in any NHL city. Which one do you pick?
New York City.
Hockey jersey you had as a kid.
Oilers jersey.
Whose jock is greasier, yours or Crosby?
Crosby's.
Pet peeves?
None.
Pre-game meal.
Chicken and pasta.
Go-to drink at the bar.
A Golden Light.
You got any more?
Yeah, what other profession would you like to do?
Firefighter.
What would you not like to do?
Deep sea welding.
Perfect weekend. What are you doing?
A motorcycle ride.
Hidden talent.
Juggle.
I don't believe that. Go ahead.
I'm good.
Okay, couple more. Gift card from any store.
Best Buy.
Last thing you binged watched.
Outer Banks.
The current season, number
Yeah.
3. I haven't watched it yet. Buying clothes, where do you go?
Jackson Gray.
Favorite holiday.
Christmas.
Who plays you in the movie?
Tom Selleck.
Nice. Oh, you know the guy from Last of Us is a pretty strong mustache man right now. What's the guy's name from Narcos? You know his name, Rice? Pedro Pascal.
Dude, but
I haven't seen
stud.
Last of Us.
I think you're like a Daniel Day-Lewis dude, though.
Ooh, Streets in New York. Is that him?
Yeah.
Is that show me?
Gangs in New York?
Yeah, we'll pull him up.
Oh, Gangs in the old one?
Yeah.
Where the kid dies or the dad dies at the start of the movie?
Oh, spoiler. Jeez.
The start of the movie.
Well, I'm saying.
So, what was the name of the place that you like to go shopping?
I don't like to shop, but Jackson Gray.
Jackson Gray. Is that the same place Spurge was telling us
Spurge.
about?
Yeah, it was.
I think
thought you were a State and
Spurgeon.
Liberty guy.
I buy my suits and dress shirts off there. But
We were in Nashville, and I think you had to run to State and Liberty quick.
I did. I had blood all over my shirt, so I had to go get new ones from
Yeah.
State and Liberty.
How'd the blood get there?
Don't know.
Wasn't teeth? So how did you lose the teeth?
I fell into the dasher. Well, I got hit from behind. Kempe hit me in the American League from behind. It was like my 9th game pro, I think. And, like a curb stomp. Like, that's what happened. I went down that way. And they flew out. The one came all the way out, and the other one broke in half, but, like, out this way.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was weird as hell. And I had, like, a nerve hanging, but they just shot me up with, they froze it all game. And then the next one was same kind of thing, but I hit the yellow dasher on the bottom. I slid for a 2-on-1, and the guy pulled up, and he hit my arm and like spun me into the wall, and I smashed my face. I broke like my bone up here. My nose is all gone. I got like a shovel face now, and my whole jaw shattered. So I had to get a bone graft. They took a cadaver bone and put it. I don't know. I heard he was 68 years old. Was all I heard. That's all they told me. And
He's a little younger than
I don't have any
Springsteen.
superpowers or anything
And
yet.
then instantly you could grow like a
Yeah,
mad mustache.
yeah. Then the mustache just came right in after.
I wonder if it was like a Confederate war hero with just an amazing,
It was actually
a railroad
Daniel
baron. It could have been a railroad baron. So going back, we like to kind of wind back a little bit. So technically, Mr. Irrelevant, last pick in the draft, number 210 to the Kings. Do you think that you're having more success as the last pick, top 2 pair in the NHL, or Brock Purdy, the quarterback for the 49ers that almost won it this year? He was the last pick in the NFL. What do you think? 50-50 either way?
Yeah, I don't know. That's tough. Was he this year last overall?
He was last year, last overall. He was a rookie this year.
So I would say he's doing better because it took me 8 years after getting drafted to be in this position. So I'd say he's doing
He's
better.
off to a quicker start.
Yeah.
It's close, though.
Close? I like that.
It's
I'll take
very
that it's close. 60-40 maybe then?
Yeah, very
We'll
close.
call it that.
Very close. Can you tell us about Wainwright, Alberta? Like, if you brought Karts and I home for a weekend, what are we doing? Like, where are we going for greasy breakfast?
So I can't tell you much about Wainwright. I moved when I was 8 years old.
Okay.
I think there was 4,500 people there when I lived there, and Shaman says there's about 6,000 now.
Same town as Mason Shaw.
Same town, yeah.
I love that you call him Shaman.
Yeah, the Alberta Shaman.
That's great. It's like a shepherd. He's
Yeah.
helping us. He's guiding us through the world. Mm-hmm. That's a
Like
great
a psychedelic trip, one of
that's
those, yeah.
Darkness retreat. So where did you move to when you were 8?
Stratford, Ontario.
So you consider that
That's
home?
like my hometown, yeah.
Where's
That's where I
that?
grew up. It's like an hour and a half west of Toronto.
Oh, okay.
It's a lot like Wainwright. Like, it's all just agriculture and cornfields and dairy farms. So
Any hot spots?
in what sense?
Just like, where would you go if you had like a guy's trip? If you brought the team to your hometown, where are you going?
There's a CRP out in this one guy's field, and
Yeah. So stuff
a
like
fire
that. You'll go
out
to a lot of shop beers. Like everyone's got a shop at their house, so you just
that's cool.
go in there and have some beers. But if you're going out, you're probably going to go to Bentley's. We do have great restaurants. We've got this theater, the Stratford Shakespearean Theater.
Okay.
It's world renowned. So we actually do have these ma and pa little restaurants, but they're amazing because we get hundreds of thousands of tourists every year, and it's just, these restaurants are dynamite. I love eating out whenever I go home.
Is this where you were cleaning dishes back in the day?
Not the diner. The diner's still around, and it's still pretty good if you're a local. Everyone goes there. Madeline's Diner, but
Is that how you got such soft hands?
good one, Kinger. Nice. Way to work that in here.
Hey, you could have taken it. You take that with a straight face, it's a totally different reaction. All right, what do you got?
No, I was curious. What's with the soft hands? Is he?
Because he's a soft
Making
hand
fun of me.
defenseman. I wasn't making fun of him.
Well, since we're talking about his hands, I do want to talk about your stick for a second. The tape job. What inspires the tape job?
I don't know. I hate taping my stick.
I don't know. What does
only
this
do
look
it
like?
bef-
What do you do?
I don't have any on the toe. It's like
Okay.
It's like a half sock on the back.
Yeah.
and like there's like 3 inches of the toe with just no tape on it. But it's a reminder.
Imagine like a dress sock with a gold toe. You cut the whole gold toe off and you slide it up.
Wow. So it's an open toe sandal.
It's a reminder to keep it off. Like, I shouldn't be toe dragging. I shouldn't be doing anything like that.
That's not your role.
It's just a reminder.
The old school shoe, you roll it off the heel, like keep it off the toe.
I do that. If I don't get to take wrist shots, really. I just little half clappers from the point, or I go D to spurge. But when I do, if I can get a wrist shot off in practice, I like that old like 1970s heel to toe fling it kind of thing.
That's good.
The blade's like, it's long too, right? Like that's a big blade.
And I got it a little thicker too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like to think it helps
League.
me. I like to think it helps me like bat pucks out of the air and go stick on puck. It's not. It's just so I can handle it a little better, you know.
Makes me feel good.
Yeah, it's like I got to the league and they're like, you can do this if you want. I'm like, that sounds good. I'll make my blade different.
Sure, let's do it. And then the knob is just one, like...
it's like 10 strips of a half roll. I hate taping sticks. I hate it. I won't, like I'll tape it once before a game, and if it gets beat to it's staying. Like, I'm not retaping it in intermission, anything. I don't need
like
it.
somebody steps on the tape and it's folded over, you're cool.
Yeah, I'm fine. I'll rip
Some
it off.
dudes, like, they lose their mind on that.
Yeah.
Do you have any, like, OCD superstitions, anything like that?
Not I have a routine that I stick to, but it's not like if I mess it up I won't mess it up. That's how routine oriented I am. But if like something is in the way that I can't control, I'm not like worried about it, you know? It's just I try to stick to a nice regimen.
Like if you have to wear like a colored shirt or something like that?
Yeah, I got some at Jackson Gray.
Oh, okay.
This goes back to...
You've added color?
I got 2. They're long sleeve.
Okay.
Viore, they're called. Long sleeve. They're like waffle ones. I wear them like underneath as like a layer, you know, because it's so cold here. I had to get some layers.
Hey, you're a national leaguer. Did you shovel this morning? Or do you live in like an underground
I got the big
apartment?
4x4 truck. No, we got a townhouse down in North Loop.
So would you have to, you don't have to shovel though, because you don't have a yard.
Association, yeah.
You think anyone on the Wild shoveled this morning?
Spurge.
You think? Somebody went out and snowblowed or shoveled?
He probably shoveled the rinks with his kids, spring break.
Yeah, I could see that. Shoveling the rink.
Maybe Spurge.
Hey, Kinger, I know Jake was up late last night at the Springsteen concert, and so were you. And you know any ways or anybody you can call to help him get a little bit better rest?
Funny you should ask, Ryan. It's possible Jake could be one of the 30 million people that has sleep apnea. Only about 5 of them know it. So there's a bunch of people walking around like zombies the day after a big show from the boss at the Excel. They might be restless, low energy. It's affecting their relationships. And all they need to do is go to mygemsleep.com/wild. And it's basically like the Grubhub for sleep apnea. They're going to come to you. They're going to make it easy. They're going to get you sorted just like your mother. And in no time, you're going to be feeling better and being more healthy. So reach out to mygemsleep.com/wild.
Usually I'd get upset if you're talking about my mother, but in this regard, we'll say that it's okay.
It's positive.
She was one that she went and had a sleep test, and then she had it analyzed. Now they're sending her everything. One-stop shop. She couldn't be happier about her experience with Gem Sleep, so check them out.
Hey, on the trade deadline, all the acquisitions, do you like what Billy is building?
I do like what Billy is building, small little tweaks, but you know what? You have to make sure that you're checking things like Billy did often. He's been at all these games, knowing the product that he has, when he can help it, when it might fail at times. And there's another company that we can trust will do those things for us too. That's Wild Construction. They specialize in roofing, windows, siding. They do windows and siding and insulation all winter long. But as this snow melts, and we just got 6 inches more of the wet, heavy stuff. If at any point you think that your roof is failing, make sure you get somebody out there to check it out. These guys, Wild Construction, they're GAF Master Elite Asphalt Shingle Installers. They offer the best warranties in the industry. Hey, they're good dudes, locally owned, quality people. They care about their work. Wild Construction will make it happen. Check these guys out. They're client focused and they ensure your satisfaction, Kinger.
I like that. That's almost like a new tagline for them. They ensure your satisfaction, especially if
Not insure.
if you point. I think it works. Hey, what's it like playing with him?
Easy.
Yeah,
He's so good, yeah.
It's just like honey, just easy.
Easy. Yeah, he's so simple. I think that helps too. I'm simple. He's simple, and he's always an option. I know if I'm under pressure, I can just fling it over to him, and he'll make a good play. So it's easy playing with him.
He threw you under the bus a little bit, though.
Why?
He says that you always have problems with your skates.
Yeah, I got bad boots. I don't trust my feet at all. So I'm always tying my skates. And
so if you blow a tire out there, you're going back to the bench.
yeah, I'm changing the steel, right? It's not my fault. Tony's got to fix that. But no, I do. I'm always playing with my laces and retying my skates. I just never been a tremendous skater.
Is that
So
just
I
a
feel
coping mechanism? Just complaining about your skates, or you really
I
have
wouldn't even
stuff
say I
going on?
complain. It's probably all in my head. I can do it in practice fine. Like I'll just tie them and I can go out and it's fine. And as soon as the puck drops, I'm like, this one feels weird.
This is no
fix
good.
it. Yeah, you're like, something's off on this side. In warm-ups, I'm looking, I get off the ice, I'm like, I didn't skate well in warm-ups. I hope I can make it through this game without falling.
He's like Cougar in Top Gun. It's no good. It's no good. Spurgey is no good. Hey, I want to hear a little bit about just looking into your Wikipedia. That's where we do all of our research
Nice.
on our guests. It's on the internet. Playing a couple seasons with your brother Keaton Middleton, and I just have this vision of Jake and Keaton Middleton on the San Jose Barracuda. Was that the time of your life?
Yeah, it was pretty cool.
Can we make a short film about this someday? Like, what was that like playing with your brother in that part of the country?
It was cool. I had done 2 years pro already before he got there, and he kind of had the same thing as me. He came in just to camp, and they ended up offering him an American League deal. And he was in the same boat as me. It was all kind of the same, where he was not sure if he was going to sign it or go back to junior and finish his OHL career. And he ended up signing it, and we had a blast for 2 years. It was different because we didn't live together or anything. He went off. Still wanted him to grow up on his own, right? I didn't want to be big brother necessarily. I wanted to be a buddy and a teammate with him. But it was pretty special, even for my parents, I imagine.
Yeah.
Even now, they only had to watch one game a week, right? They weren't different time zones watching hockey games or anything. It was one game with each of us in it, so it was nice for them.
How are you different, you and your brother? What are the different personalities, and what would people say about the two of you?
Gosh, I don't know. We're going deep here.
It's okay to cry.
Kinger loves you, and he just wants it to be deeper.
Yeah.
He'd love to be a little deeper.
I want to open you up a little bit. Hey, you can cry in my jean jacket. Don't be afraid.
Oh gosh, I don't know. He's a teddy bear, but he's menacing. You know, he's got a switch where he's, I don't know if his
The wires
Wikipedia,
touch.
did you Google his Wikipedia at all? 'Cause
Later
he's like
tonight.
6'6", 245.
Oh, really?
He's just a menacing man. He's a big goofy. He's a lot like Moose, Moose, how just kind of the way they act. He's a lot like him, but then he's got that switch where it's like, I'm going to stay away from him for a little bit, which I don't think I have that switch. I'm always just like, I don't get that angry. I try to stay even keel, and he can lose it.
That's good.
It is good. I wish I had it, I wish I had
I feel like
that.
you have it.
Not really.
Okay, so you had 10 majors, what was it, a couple of years ago or something
Last
like that?
year, yeah.
Yeah, last year. So you have it. It's there.
No.
Not like that?
Not like that. I don't know. Is there someone you played it, a hard seat you can see?
When the wires touch?
Yeah. Like when that, my bros got that. And it's like a seething type thing.
There's very few guys that you're actually afraid to play against because they actually don't know what they're capable of.
They'll do anything.
Like one of those guys where
Yeah.
it's like he sees red, and if he sees red, watch out.
Yeah, look out. So that's one of those
You're
things.
actually afraid of these guys.
Yeah.
There's maybe 4 in the entire NHL that are that way.
Yeah.
Lucic might be one of those guys.
Do his wires ever uncross? He always seems angry.
Yeah.
What's it like having all these Swedes join the team? I think we're at 7 Swedes. We picked up some Swedish fish
That's
for
not
the
enough,
locker room. I know.
No.
There was I didn't want to buy too much, run the store out of them. But what's that mean for the? What do you think that's going to be like having all those Swedes buzzing around?
I can't understand half of them. They're already they got one lunch table taken up. We're gonna have to start splitting them up a little bit. And Zuki, he can speak Swedish or whatever Scandinavian.
He's close
language
enough.
They got so
Norway.
so that's like 8 of them.
He's cheating on Krill a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
Wow, slippery slope.
Well, Kirill keeps going English play.
So let's get back to the teeth because Do you have a flipper?
Oh, yeah, I do now. I just talked to the dentist today, actually. I got one. That was embarrassing.
Hey, we know you went through it already. You got the stash.
Yeah. I just talked to the dentist this morning. He got me one. I couldn't get a flipper for like a year because that bone I got put in has to set. It's like cement. So I had to wait a year. I couldn't have anything in there. And then I got traded. So I got that turned into 18 months that year. But got my flipper, lost it about a month later. But I got another one coming. So we're good.
Where did you lose it?
Yeah.
Don't know.
That's
Don't
great.
know.
So there's a tooth
But you
out
lose
there
it a
somewhere.
lot.
This is like
you'll leave it someplace. You'll find it on
probably
the
in-
ground. You'll stir your coffee with it.
Yeah.
So basically, a front tooth for you is basically like an AirPod for me.
That's what my wife said. She the tracker,
The air tags. Put an air tag in his
She
tooth.
said they need to make you something like that. Put it in your teeth.
Hey, a couple mustache questions? When did you figure out that you had this gear on the mustache?
Young.
Yeah?
Young. I was playing spring. It's like actually
You're the first to have it, so you flexed on it.
No, this is like a traumatizing thing for me, how this came about. Yeah. I was like 12 years old playing in a spring hockey tournament in St. Catharines, Ontario. And I was in the elevator, and our goalie's dad said, "You got to get rid of that Pedro stash." So I've always had this little, even I was 12 years old, and I had this little.
You weren't trying to grow it at the time.
No. I went up to my dad. I took his razor. We got up to the hotel room. I took his electric razor and shaved it off.
Her down.
And then, 16, mustache, 17. The mustache has always been there. I got a patchy beard, kind of. I can grow a beard now, but when I was younger, it was patchy, so.
Do you ever take your mustache on walks, like go around the block? No?
What kind of question is that?
I had two, like,
No, I
let
don't walk
me
my
just finish.
mustache.
If you have a mustache, like, I thought it'd be like a dog. You gotta, like,
The mustache
go around
takes
the
me for
block.
a walk, you know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. All right, get us back on track. I was at Springsteen, too. Take care of us, Carter.
So let's stay on your body. Tattoos, man. We've seen a few.
Yeah.
Run us through them. Like, what was the first one?
First one, I got this sleeve done in like 6 consecutive weeks in Kingston, Ontario. I lived there with she was my girlfriend, wife at the time now, Natalie. She was working there after school at the hospital, so we moved in to an apartment. And the same day we moved in, a tattoo artist from Toronto was opening up shop in like the building right beside us. So I just walked over and I said, "Are you free?" And he said, "Yeah." I said, "I got some ideas. Can I get in?" And once a week for 6 weeks, he put a bunch of tattoos on me. I got like my grandfather's medallions from World War II in there. I got the motorcycle he rode. He was a dispatch rider. I got that. I got cardinals for my other grandparents. I got a tiger, which was just kind of just threw it on there, you know.
Mix in a tiger.
Seems like a good idea.
Yeah, we'll do that.
So what's with the Cardinals?
I'm not sure. My mom kind of has those spiritual things. So after they passed, it was said that if you saw cardinals, it meant that they were looking out for you. So I had some from my father's side, grandfather with the medallion. So I threw my other grandparents in there with the cardinals.
That's cool. Is the sleeve complete?
Yeah, it's complete. It's all done. And then I got a big one on my leg too, which is just a wolf, another pretty generic one. I got a highway in California, Highway 9, which is like my backyard kind of thing. It's in there with some sequoia trees and redwoods and all that.
How about a Minnesota tattoo? You got anything on the
You
horizon?
got any room for snowdrifts or?
Like a mailbox just buried with snow?
Maybe, yeah. I'm sure we could figure something out.
I feel like we need to get Minnesota.
I just need a
on here.
Minnesota-based artist, and I'll be like, just do something Minnesota. And
Yeah.
Where's it going to be though? Where's the next canvas?
I'd like to go on my back a little bit.
Shoulder blade?
Yeah, like back up in there a little. I don't know, though. It's hard to get in. They're so good, all these artists, right, that they're booked up months in advance, and we'll see. If the time comes, I'll get some more.
So you were, I was going to ask because coming from out west, going to play in the OHL out east for the 67s, it seems like it wouldn't be that common, but you weren't that far from the 67s. So
No.
how far was that from where you grew up to
It was
where you
about
played?
6 hours.
Okay, so that's still a
From
ways.
Stratford, yeah. I think it was one of the furthest. Well, Sault Ste. Marie Yeah, it was one of the furthest places from me. Because we're like right by Kitchener, London area, Guelph and all that. So yeah, it was far. I was in the other conference, the Eastern Conference, and far from home, but it was good. It was a pretty great city to play 4 years of junior hockey in, you know.
How were the Billets?
Great. They were awesome. I still keep in touch with them a lot, actually. They were down in Florida. They're planning on coming out here. Stephen Shaw. They were great. They were awesome. I lived with, we had a bunch of roommates. We had John Duchesne, Travis Konechny. I actually lived with him for a year and a half. But yeah, no, the Billets were awesome.
It's always way better when you have like another teammate with you.
Yeah.
Like I lived with one family, super weird right off the bat. But when you have a teammate, it makes it a lot better.
You know, the Billets I had, it wasn't, because there is those scenarios where you kind of get the oddball billets.
Yeah.
And they're good people. They mean well.
Yeah,
they're
just different.
letting you in your home, just a little different. And mine were not. They're great, good people.
Hey, can you tell us about the new guys? You've had a few days with them. I'm curious, like, what do you see out of Klingberg? What do you see out of Johansson? What do you like? What do you notice about playing with these guys? You played against them, obviously, but I'm curious.
How fast JoJo is. I didn't realize, even playing against him, how quick he is. Even when he's not moving his feet, he's like one of those guys, like a Chandler Stevenson, who can kind of glide going really fast. He's like that. Klingberg, just the patience and the hands. You know, we only saw him play the one game, but he was real good, real poised. I was like, this is nice. There's so many times where I'm like,
he tapes the toe of his stick.
yeah,
Maybe
I know.
that's the
Well, so
difference.
that's what I'm watching.
He only tapes the toe.
He's doing things, and I'm like, I had to high flip that thing 3 seconds ago and been changing already, and he's up there dragging it, backhand pass into his partner.
Maybe you got to flip to the white ankle sock like he has on there all the way up. But yeah, he looks good, man.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's a special player. He's a nice thing to get at the deadline, a guy like him.
And it seems like they did it right. They didn't really mess with the chemistry of your group. It brought in some adjustments. Does it feel like you're still riding with your guys, but you just added a couple nice pieces?
Yeah, no, it's that, and that was the same. I couldn't believe last year when I got here how is the word cohesive it is. You know, like how
Nice.
cohesive you get. You like that one?
I did.
Just how welcoming, how you just slide right in and you feel good. You're not nervous to make mistakes or anything. And I think we do a good job as an organization. But even just the way we play the game, it's pretty simple. You know, we don't make it too hard on ourselves, so it's an easy system to fit into when you get here.
You were kind of a nomad until maybe you got here and some stability. You've had a lot of stability in your life now. Married, you own your own house.
Yeah, that happened quick.
How are you handling all the stability in your life? 3-year deal. Like, there's a lot of stability in your life all of a sudden. How are you handling that?
Same old. I don't know, I guess. Same old.
So what I'm going with it is you got a garage now.
I got a garage.
And what's in the garage?
I got a couple motorcycles in there. Yeah.
What
What does stability have to do with motorcycles? You rhymed off
Well, so you never
stability
had a
10
garage
times.
before. Right now you got a
No.
place to keep 3 bikes.
Yep.
You know, you're settled a little bit. You can have everything here. Like, it's kind of nice to be.
It is nice. And the wife's got a job too.
Yeah, that's-
So I'm not coming home exhausted and she's like
What are we doing?
begging me to go do something. You know, she's working too. It's great. But yeah, no, it's just it's a cool feeling, especially I was bouncing around 400 square foot apartments in
Yeah.
California and that now. I still only sit on the same spot on the couch. Like my life
It's your
didn't get,
spot.
yeah, it's like I still just sit there, same as I did in my shoebox apartment. But yeah, no, it's nice. It's nice. The stability is fine. I love it for my wife.
Yeah.
You know, she's the one who doesn't have to deal with everything because
Yeah.
I don't deal with anything very well. So it was always on her. Even last year we were talking when I got traded, I just left.
Yeah.
She packed up everything, did everything, all that got figured out by her. So now that we got some chill time,
Right.
it's nice for her.
So but you still fill the garage with your bikes. How many do you have?
Just 2.
Just 2?
I got rid of 2 more. So I gave one to my dad, and then I sold another one. For now, anyways.
When do they come out? Like, what's the temperature got to be for those bikes to come out?
I don't know. What would it be? 32 is freezing.
Yeah. There can't be ice on the roads. Or
No ice on the roads, no. But even if you can just start them and go, like I'm on that River Parkway, if I can go for a little rip, I would need it to be 45, 50 maybe. You could do a little, if the sun's out, you can do a little better. It's going to be freezing. Like I'm not going for a ride. I would just do it
hands are
to
cold. And
just keep the thing running.
windshield, no windshield.
Big windshield, yeah.
Saddlebags.
Saddlebags, yeah, just little small ones. But mine's like it's kind of like I got it styled like those old 70s choppers, you know. It's got I got 16-inch apes on it, and I got a big tall sissy bar on the back, and looks cool.
Sturgis annual event or just tried it once?
I don't know. The area is beautiful. Like those Black Hills out there, it's beautiful area. I wouldn't say Sturgis was necessarily my scene. Not to be rude to the culture or anything, but I just, they were older and looked like roofers kind of with the leather skin and all that kind of stuff. And beautiful area. It was fun to do. I'm not sure I would go every single year. I would definitely go back, but it was good.
Yeah. What's a ride? What's your favorite ride you've done? Did you go up like the Pacific coastline and stuff when you were playing?
I did right after I got that surgery.
Yeah.
6 days later, I went up to the Sierra Nevadas, like Tahoe, and then I went down the east side of California, down into like Death Valley.
Nice.
And then down up to LA and then up the coast. That was like a little 2-day trip I did. I rode out to Colorado to see my brother, up through Utah and then the Rockies. That was really cool.
I think it'd be cool to get down into Mexico. I don't know if you can do that, but go down deep into California and ride into Mexico.
Yeah. I know there is a ride.
Through Baja.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It would be cool. I don't know if I'd want to do that alone.
No,
You might
probably
want a
not.
few
Bring your
guys.
brother from the sounds of it. You'll be fine, I think. You got anything else for Mr. Middleton?
Yeah, so we know you run hot.
Yeah,
right?
I'm sweating right now, actually.
Yeah.
Am I getting glossy?
Well, maybe it's just because the coffee's hot. How is the honey in the coffee?
It wasn't bad. I think I would do a little more honey.
More?
Next time.
It seems
but-
like it comes out fast, but it doesn't. But
Yeah.
You could use a little more.
Yeah, I would do more next time, but it's not as good as maple syrup.
Yeah, maple
But-
syrup's good. You use real stuff or log
Yeah,
cabin?
real stuff.
Real stuff.
Yeah, real stuff.
Are you like a syrup snob? Like, can you have the...
I can do like an Aunt Jemima. I'd rather not, but I will, you know.
If I got a pancake and I have to,
Yeah.
I'll do that, but I'd rather not. Oh man, that's funny. What are some of your Twin Cities like hot spots, hidden gems? Because you got some good spots. Bunnies.
Bunnies went there. That was fun. Walked out with a sweater. Really enjoyed that place. The Parlor in Minneapolis.
Good burger.
Good burger, and
Great
the vibes
burger.
in there because it's the same as the one down the street
Yep.
here, but it's like kind of underground. Sweet vibes, nice cocktails. That's a fun one. What else? Billy Sushi. I love Billy Sushi. Huge sushi fan, so I try to go there once a week when I can.
That's a good idea. Have you
Yeah.
done like Mancini's? Any of like the supper clubs right down West 7th?
No.
You got to take Natalie on the chopper to Mancini's.
Yeah.
sometime.
Is that just past the Residence Inn down there?
It's right past, it's like almost to St. Clair. It's on the right
Right
side.
down the road. We'll drop a
Yeah.
We'll drop
Okay.
It's
Just
really
outside the
nice.
light.
The owner will come by and kind of rub your shoulders, ask how you're
Yeah.
doing, give you some spumoni, a sheet cake.
Nice.
It's
We'll have
nice.
to try that out.
Yeah, Scorsese would run his camera in that place. It's good.
So you run a little hot. Let's get back to this. Run a little hot. Like what gets you? It's like what gets you hot and bothered? Anything? Nothing.
Like hot and bothered, sweaty,
Yeah,
or
like
just
what gets you there? Like so, I had a guy that I played with. Brandon Bochenski was his name.
Okay.
Every time he ate, he'd break out in like a full sweat. Like anytime other dudes, I don't know.
I'm always just a little warm, and that's like why I did the black and white T-shirt thing, especially in the summer. Hide the armpits. That's
pit
what,
stains?
Yeah, hide the armpit stains because that's a big problem for me, and you get that one down your back too.
Ever since that elevator ride with your mustache, age 12, you've just been running. Jake, it's okay.
Yeah?
It's not your fault.
That's what it is. It's stress
not your
induced.
Last one I got for you. You were telling me the other day you went down the YouTube wormhole and you saw Marcus delete.
Yeah, we did. That was after Bunnies, actually.
Really?
Yeah, we were at the Alberta Shaman's place, and we were throwing up YouTube, and Moose buckling you was right up there. We got a good laugh, a good chuckle at that.
Yeah.
But
that
didn't
hurt.
realize you actually got pretty hurt.
Well, that's why I say,
that.
I've said this, he's got the most powerful punch because he hit me in my lip, but he like messed up my knee. So it was like a lightning bolt just shot right down and blew out my knee.
He wouldn't be high on my list to fight. That seems really horrifying.
It was a terrible idea. I've
moves.
said it was a bad idea.
Long arms, big hands.
Yeah.
Cement hands,
Yeah.
right?
He's long.
He's long.
Yeah.
Those are the scary guys. You know, I fought D'Lo in preseason last year, Delorier, and I didn't square up. I just grabbed him and and I had him, and I thought I was like perfect protecting position. And every punch he threw, he was so long, just it hit you in the head and it hit you in the arm. And I woke up the next morning and I looked at my wife. I was like, I don't know if I can do this every game like this. they all hit me, these long guys. They just hit you with every single one. Even when you think you got yourself protected, your neck's all sore because they're just hitting you every time.
The other thing I think a lot of people miss when you fight is like how sore you get after it.
Yeah.
Like your back and your traps
your
and everything.
hands, dude.
And just from holding on for dear life.
Yeah.
Like you just wake up the next day, you're like so sore. The worst.
Yeah, it is.
You got anything?
Well, let's go on the one wild card. I made a prediction at the start of the year that someday Carell's just going to be so frustrated he's just going to smoke someone in a fight. Do you think that ever happens? I don't want it to happen because we don't want his hands to get hurt, but I mean, he seems like the kind of guy that could handle himself. Like Ovechkin will get in the odd tilt, Crosby will get in the odd tilt. It just, with as much abuse as he takes, I wonder if he's ever just going to be like, hold my beer. And
He's so strong too.
Right?
That I think
He's an ox.
He's just that. He's a gritty guy too. You know, like you can tell if he's gonna fight, he's gonna.
Yeah, he's not gonna
fight.
lose.
Yeah, no, he's gonna try to hurt you.
Yeah, like Ovi and Svechnikov. Remember that one?
Yeah.
Like you wouldn't expect Ovi to fight, and then all of a sudden it was like one punch, good night.
And it's never good when they're like setting your body on the ground.
Like what Moose did to me. Yeah.
You know who would be good too is Eki. I think Eki, because he's like the scrum king, right? He's in a scrum 3-4 times a game, and he's someone where I think if he could like beat the with someone, and no one would want to scrum him anymore, you know, because he's just so strong and he gets angry. He gets a little cross-eyed too, you know, and he's someone where it's like, I think if you fought like two guys, no one else, you'd stop the scrums, like they'd stop picking on you.
You wouldn't get face washed every single shift if you just smoked one guy.
And the cross check to the neck, you see that one the other night? We were like, whoa.
Yeah, he takes abuse, absolute abuse.
Well, hey, dude, appreciate you coming. It's been a lot of fun.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, man, we've been waiting a long time to have you out here, and you did not disappoint. You know, keep listening to Springsteen and keep riding high for the rest of the year. Let's get this thing done.
Yeah, it'd be fun. Thanks for having me, you guys.
So, Midsie was it was as good as advertised, right? I fanboyed a little bit. I had something about the guy. I just want to belly up and just like be like, let's play pull tabs and just drink and just have a day. You know what I mean? He's such a like cowboy.
Yeah.
You kind of want to ride with him and be like, he's laughing and I don't know.
Rate your performance. How do you think you did during it? Did you get a little too fanboyish?
I struggled. It was my worst one so far. I don't think it hurt the product. I think it's still going to be enjoyable to listen to. I had this little, I tried to do this little bit about his stash where I was going to say like, does your mustache sleep in your bed or does it have a bed of its own? Like almost like the mustache was like another animal or something. And
like its own entity.
That didn't sort of work, but got into his like childhood and I don't know. I think
when you failed on the mustache one, did it get weird? Was that when you
Well, and I really wasn't trying to make fun of his hands. It was just kind of like I thought it was kind of funny. Like he's the dishwasher. Is that how you got such soft hands? And he just looks at me like, "What? What are you doing, man?" But no, he is a beauty. I do think it's interesting that he was after 4 seasons in Ottawa. He was the captain of the 67s, wore the C. And so he really can do a lot of different things. He's kind of a character guy, energy guy, but also, could straight up be the leader of your hockey club. And I think in the playoffs, it's going to be pretty fun to watch Jake Middleton.
Yeah, I do too. He's one of those guys that the Wild, they've attempted to accumulate guys that are characters and that have character.
Yep.
And he qualifies as one of both those. All right, this one, he was so good, we ran long, so we'll wrap this up quick. But I want to touch on the Wild schedule just as we go through the week. So they have the big game in Calgary, and boy, it looked like they took the wind right out of Calgary's sail. And Calgary needed to win that one. It looked like they felt that too. They've got Minnesota at home. They're trying to chase that club, and Minnesota goes out and shuts them out 3-0. The faces on the bench for Calgary were just straight dejected. Calgary's schedule now is tough too because they fly for Monday night in Dallas, and they got the Dallas, Minnesota back-to-back, which the NHL seems to think is an easy one, and it's not.
That's brutal.
So they're coming back here to play Tuesday night against the Wild, and the Wild have been sitting here waiting since then, being able to go to the concert and everything else. So Calgary's season seems like it's in the balance right now, but it doesn't get easier for the Wild after that because now they got to cross the border after the Calgary game, jump up, play Winnipeg, and then they've got some more days to rest.
And then San Jose and Arizona on the weekend. But it would be nice to, I know we're not going to extinguish the Flames, but it'd be nice if you could beat them back-to-back like that. And if they have a little hiccup in Dallas, that would be great. By the way, did you see that logo they had the other night? Was that just terrible? Must be their third jersey logo.
The black ones.
With the fire coming out of the nostrils, maybe?
Yeah.
Tough. Absolutely
not
tough.
at the same
No,
time.
not good. But that could have been part of the shutout experience that they had. But yeah, I hope we just stay on this. Maybe, like you said, the secondary scoring. I think 3 is a pretty magic number. If our hockey club scores 3,
Yeah.
it's tough to score 4 against us.
So that's the thing. The NHL used to say it's a race to 3, and then you can shut it down after that. It's turned into, with guys like McDavid and some of the rules now, a race to 4. But the Wild are a club that they can make it a race to 3. If they can get 3, they're going to win a lot of hockey games. So the secondary scoring, it came at the perfect time. Like, think about it. Kirill was just on an absolute heater, playing terrific hockey, carrying this club, and then they get the reinforcements at just the right time. Everything seems to fall into place. Reeves, the fourth line, scores. Marcus Foligno gets back on the score sheet. Marcus Johansson comes in. Looks like he scores, but it goes off Eriksson Ek nonetheless. They get production from all 4 lines all of a sudden. They get to 3. Watch out.
What did he call him? JoJo?
Jojo.
I just love that. Like, they've been around him for like 3 days, right? And all of a sudden, it's like he's just throwing nicknames around. I mean, that's the best. But yeah, I guess it'd be interesting to see how this lineup changes. Boldy getting some help, Foligno feeling more comfortable, Kirill knowing that at any given night he doesn't have to carry 22 other players, right? I think this could be real interesting if we start getting 3 goals a night.
I agree, and I thought Sam Steele played well, but I think he's coming out of the lineup. And as soon as Duhaime comes back, I don't know if he's healthy, not healthy, what it is, but if he comes back, somebody else is coming out, and then the problem will be they've got a lot of bodies.
We've got some depth now.
Yeah, but then it becomes challenging. How do you keep everybody involved? And
playoffs are a war of attrition, though, man. Think of all those. Whenever someone gets eliminated from the playoffs or wins the cup, you get that list of all the things that were wrong with everyone.
Yeah.
I mean, to have some depth, I think will serve us well as well.
But so you're going to get Brodin back, and then you'll have a couple extra D-men. Maybe we Addison, Goligoski, the forwards as soon as they come back. Then you've got a couple extra. Is that Reeves? Is it Shaw? Is it if they're healthy, all of a sudden they do have a lot of options that can not only change the lineup but the way they play. Like you put Shaw in there on the fourth line, that changes the way that fourth line, the team's going to play that fourth line versus somebody like Reeves. So they've got options on how they're going to do that too. So pretty
fun
exciting
to watch.
stretch.
Let's just keep doing this. We're here.
Till it's here.
Peace.